Polyethylene. I bet you are wondering what exactly is polyethylene. Objects like plastic bags, water bottles, toys, plastic buckets all have one thing in common. They all contain polyethylene. Polyethylene is the most commonly used plastic in the world. It is versatile and cheap to make, which is why it is found in many things. So I am here to discuss what people might not know. What is polyethylene? What is it used for? And how these plastics are related to chemistry and the environment. Let's break it down. Polyethylene is a polymer. It is a small repetitive molecule called ethylene, which has the chemical formula of C2H4, which basically means it contains 2 carbons and 4 hydrogens. And this is how the structure looks like. Polyethylene is made up of both carbon and hydrogen atoms and is double bonded. The chemical structure of polyethylene gives it strength. It doesn't have any functional groups, which makes it both non-reactive and chemically stable. Polyethylene is also non-polar, which means it does not mix with water, and it can resist things like acids, bases, and many other chemicals. Although the stability means it doesn't break down easily, it is not biodegradable and it stays in nature for a very long time. When it is burned in oxygen, polyethylene goes through combustion, which ends up producing carbon dioxide, water, and heat. Polyethylene is mainly used and found in 6 industries, and I will be stating these industries and examples of polyethylene objects that fits with each industry, starting off with packaging industry. And the objects that fit into this industry are plastic bags, food containers, bottle caps, bubble wrap, and bottles, since they are all useful when packing. Next, there is the construction industry, with the objects pipes, plastic sheeting, and geomembrane, as well as the chemical industry, which includes chemical storage tanks, linings, and tubing. There is also the medical industry with squeeze bottles, caps, labware, prosthetics, and disposable medical devices. An electric industry with only wires, cables, and electric insulators. And lastly, consumer industry, which includes packaging, toys, furniture, envelopes, and protective clothing. They all fit into different categories and are applied to polyethylene. Here we have a list of a few words that describe the physical properties of polyethylene. Lightweight, water resistant, durable, chemically stable, odorless, hydrophobic, and there are many more. There are 2 types of polyethylene. There is LDPE, which stands for low density polyethylene. They are typically soft and bendy and used for bags and wraps. As well as HDPE, which is high density polyethylene. They are harder and stronger, opposite to LDPE, and used for things like bottles and pipes. You can see the difference from these 2 pictures, how the lower density items are soft and are like a wrap. On the other hand, the high density items look hard. Now, thinking of thermal stability, thermoplastics are a type of plastic that becomes soft when heated and can be shaped, and then it becomes hard again when it's cooled down. And that perfectly describes polyethylene. Polyethylene also has good thermal stability and does not break down at normal temperatures. It only starts to degrade at temperatures above 300 degrees Celsius. Here I showed the melting points for both low density and high density polyethylenes. With less branching in its chain and a crystalline structure, HDPE has a higher melting point than LDPE. Now, when mentioning the environment, there is a huge downside that comes from the production of polyethylene, mostly caused by littering, which of course harms the environment. Polyethylene is hard to break down. For example, it can stay in landfills, soils, and the ocean for a long period of time, yet still not completely break down for many years. Ocean animals like turtles and fish can get harmed since they think that the littered plastic is food and they end up choking, leading to them getting severely injured or they end up dying. When polyethylene is burned, it releases toxic gases like carbon monoxide, harming both human health and the atmosphere at the same time. All of this contributes to air pollution and climate change. There are also many ways we can prevent all this damage from happening. The most important way being is recycling. By recycling polyethylene, we reduce the amount of waste that enters nature. There are also biodegradable alternatives like bio-based plastics made from plants such as corn. Governments can also be helpful by banning or limiting single-use plastics, as well as promoting eco-friendly packaging. Polyethylene has a big and important impact on the world and is seen everywhere as if you can't get rid of it. Here are the sources I used to find some of this information, and there you have it, a video discussing the polymer polyethylene. Thank you for listening.